Hey everyone, this is Alex from Ninja Teacher, and I'm here today with my good friend Charlie. We are in some park in Daegu. What's the name of the park?
228 Park.
Tute Park, that one. And yeah, we're here today to ask Charlie some questions, get some views of his about Korea and how he's found life in Korea. Okay, let's first start off with how long have you been in Korea so far?
All right. Well, I came over here with Alex. I've been here about 8 months now, just coming up to finish on our first year, considering working here for another. But yeah, we're going to take that as we go, I guess.
I'm the same. I'm considering another year. I think it goes very quickly when you've been here for 1 year, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
I want to ask you some of the things that you like about Korea because we're like speaking to people that are considering coming to Korea. And what are some of the things that you most like about living here, teaching here, and basically just life in Korea in general?
Big question.
Yeah.
Good question. Some of the things I first loved when I got here initially was the big change. I'm from Canada, and I'd lived there all my life. I didn't travel much. This is my first time living outside the country, and having that change where no one speaks English, all the food is different, I don't know what's in it, was really a breath of fresh air because I felt outside of myself. I got to try new things. It was adventure. And, I've heard about people doing this kind of thing, but to actually experience it and feel the same things that they did was really nice. So that was the thing that I loved at first. But now, about 8 months into living here, I've become accustomed to a lot of things. I'm used to the fact that a lot of people aren't going to be able to speak English as fluently as I am. I'm used to the fact that a lot of these foods, I've tried them all, a whole bunch of them anyway. I know which ones I like, which ones I don't like. I'm starting to feel like this is home to me, which is both a good thing and a bad thing because I don't want to get too comfortable here in my 9 to 5, right? Where I'm living every day. I go to work, waiting for the weekend so I can go out and try something new because every day here there's a ton of new opportunities that I can try. There's people to meet, places to go, learn the culture. I can study the language. Tons of things, tons of opportunities. And Korea really provides a lot of opportunities for you to do that. There's a lot of opportunities to learn the language. There's a lot of opportunities to learn the culture. They make it really easy. So one thing that I love 8 months into this is that I can still keep things adventurous and exciting by tackling these things, by trying to learn the culture, language, meeting people, and just putting myself out there more and more often.
Awesome, yeah. That was one of the things for me too. Is I absolutely love that first experience of arriving here and just everything's new and exciting. And a lot of people do talk about this initial phase you go through where everything is just amazing, and that is great. And then after that you get into a period of more settled in and everything's more normal to you. And this is also a great period, and I think we're both experiencing that now when you can really go ahead and try out a lot of things that, maybe long-term goals that you're considering. So that's actually something I want to ask you. I'm taking Korean classes. I've been self-studying a lot since I got here, somewhat successfully, somewhat not successfully. And right now I'm actually taking some Korean classes, which are, just started up with those again. And yeah, so what have you done in terms of learning Korean, and how much have you studied, and how has that paid off for you?
All right, the Korean language. 안녕하세요. If you come with EPIC down to Korea, there's actually a small mandatory course that you take, a little video, just very introductory Korean. You take that, and that was a good foundation for me to start to get my head around what to expect when I come here. And if you are planning on coming and you're serious about it, I would highly recommend that you try to tackle a fair bit of the language before you come here. Maybe a month before you come, start to study at home. It'll help you a lot. It'll really help you get over that initial hump. And it's an unnecessary stress that you can eliminate by studying before when you arrive here, because you may have a better understanding of what you're reading, what you're seeing, common things. You might have trouble finding a restaurant or a bathroom or something. You can eliminate those stresses by doing some studying every day, or as much as you can, maybe a month before coming, realistically. And I think that would help you a lot. For me, learning Korean, when you first come here, you really can get by on English and very, very minimal Korean. You can get by. And Korean people love when you try to speak Korean, no matter how bad it is. A simple hello, annyeonghaseyo, they love it. They do. And you get a lot of gratification when you speak Korean and put yourself out there speaking it. But that can also be inhibiting because you feel like you're making progress going out and speaking to maybe store clerks or people at restaurants. And when really you're not. You're just saying the same things over and over again. So I found that to be a bit of a hindrance at first. But if you're studying, I self-studied as well. Now I take some courses at my school, so I have a teacher, which has been very, very, very helpful. I highly recommend that as well. But self-study is really good. You want to be disciplined with your work. So studying every day, if you can, that can be really difficult. I try to study 3 times a week, and that seems to be good. But you're immersed here. You're immersed in Korea. You have countless opportunities to speak Korean and practice it, which is going to help you a lot in the future, right? Whereas if you were trying to learn Korean at home, there's not many people that you can practice speaking with because I doubt you are surrounded by fluent Korean speakers. But definitely learning the language is fantastic. You may only be here for a year and you wouldn't progress too much with Korea. You can't expect to be fluent in a year. I think that's unrealistic. But I'm considering that learning a language is a skill. And the more that you put yourself into that, the more you're going to strengthen that skill. So it may not be Korean, maybe in the future you'll try to learn Spanish, French, or any other language, and you're going to have an easier time doing that because you're going to know what works for you. And so for me, studying Korean right now, I'm both building my language ability with Korean and how to study languages in the future if I wish to do so.
Awesome. Yeah, absolutely. I recommend what Charlie said about studying a little bit before you come here. So learning survival Korean is great, and you can learn the basic phrases that'll get you by very easily, very quickly. A few months of studying, not even that hard, and you'll get that stuff down. So I highly recommend that. And like Charlie mentioned, if you study more and more, then you can engage with the people more, and it's really fulfilling, and it's like this long-term skill that is really worthwhile. I definitely recommend it. But yeah, you do have to study a lot. Those people who say that you can just become fluent by absorbing everything, you have to sit down, study, really practice. That's something that's you have to put effort into, but it's definitely worth it if you get around to that. So I just wanted to ask you one more question, and that's to do with things in Korea that you love doing. So I know for me, there's a whole bunch of things like I love traveling around to different cities on the weekends. Korean study, I'm enjoying that. I like to keep active. A lot of the time you'll do stuff with your co-teachers at school. They'll have maybe you play soccer with them or volleyball. Some people do that. That's fun. So yeah, there's quite a few things you can do. What are some of your favorite things to do in Korea? What do you love doing here that makes Korea special compared to other places?
Off the top of my head, some things that I've loved about Korea the day I got here and still do now. The food is fantastic. It is.
Yeah.
And it's interesting in Korea because things are a lot more community-based. When you go out for dinner, maybe in Canada or America, you are given your plate, you're given your drink, you enjoy it, your friends do the same, and at the end, everyone parts ways. But in Korea, it's a much more community event where you're sharing food with friends, you're sharing drink, you're looking after them, and in turn, they're looking after you. So simple things like going out for dinner or just going out for coffee actually become really, really huge strengthening events in a relationship. They really strengthen your relationships with your friends and people around you, your coworkers, because you're caring for them. You're giving them coffee, you're giving them drinks, you're giving them food, and they're doing the same to you, and it really helps you bond with them.
Soju, galbi, no kimchi. Where's the kimchi? Ah, there's the kimchi. Say hi. You guys are gonna be famous.
Hiking here is huge. Go out on any weekend to a park like this one, ones that might be around your home here, and you're going to see hundreds, if not thousands, of elderly Korean people decked out in the latest, most high-tech hiking gear. It's a little ridiculous, but it's good. They love it here, and with good reason, because it's surrounded by mountains. Korea is about 70% mountainous. 70% mountainous here. And there's tons of fantastic mountains in any city. Here in Daegu, we have a lot. It's very famous for its hiking and climbing. And that's a great thing to do because you can get up high, you can admire the landscape of the country. If you're an outdoor person, it's great.
Totally agree with those things. The thing that Charlie mentioned about the communal eating, drinking lifestyle is really something that I didn't understand before I came here, but it's really great because it will involve maybe you go for dinner and it turns into like dinner and drinking with a group of friends. And you go for coffee, then you're like, okay, let's go to another place like a Hof, which serves alcohol and like food things. And it just turns into this whole long event and you can really bond, like Charlie said. For example, the other day I had a staff dinner, which was really fun. Everyone was drinking soju. The guys, the younger teachers were all left behind together at the end, and it was really cool seeing that a lot of them, they weren't very confident in speaking English. By the end of the night, after like they drank a little bit of soju, they're talking to me, really excited about like trying to speak. Just had a cool moment there where you bond more with the people and stuff like that. There's a ton of cool things to do. Korea is great for that lifestyle of like friends and really meeting people and developing friendships, relationships. Really great for that. Lots of outdoorsy cool things to do. Lots of cool coffee shops, places to hang out, downtown shopping. So yeah, it's really cool. And thanks, Charlie. I think we gave a little bit of perspective to some people here. And yeah, we're gonna go. Not sure what we're going to do now. Go, maybe even do some shopping, hang out a bit. Yeah. And yeah, so thanks for checking this out. And yeah, we'll speak to you soon.
안녕히 가세요.
안녕히 가세요.